No, just stay there.
I just don't want to be in front of everyone.
Alright, just round the corner. Alright, stand here. Stay here.
Right,
so,
we're told, I know what's going to happen to you now, mate.
Well, I know it's going to happen when you go to prison, obviously, but again.
Why, what have you done? Have you done something to anyone else?
Yeah.
What have you done?
I've murdered 4 people.
That was shocking bodycam footage released by Derbyshire Police, showing Damien Bendall moments after he had just murdered his pregnant ex-partner and all of her kids. Please be sure to watch the rest of the video to find out what happened in this truly shocking case. Damien Bendall pleaded guilty to murdering his then partner Terri Harris, her 11-year-old daughter Lacey Bennett, her 13-year-old son John Paul Bennet, and Lacey's 11-year-old friend who had stayed for a sleepover, Connie Gent. He previously denied the murders but changed his pleas when he appeared at Derby Crown Court, where he also admitted to committing sexual offences against 11-year-old Lacey. The judge, Mr. Justice Sweeney, said the sexual offence was committed in the grossest breach of trust as the 11-year-old's life ebbed away. He said just punishment required that Bendall be kept in prison for the remainder of his life in relation to each count of murder, and he also imposed another whole life order for the sexual offence. Lacey and John Paul were Miss Harris's children from a previous relationship, and Connie Gent had been at the house in Killamarsh near Sheffield for a sleepover. Connie was only due to stay for 1 night, but managed to get permission from her mother, fatefully extending her stay by another night, coinciding with the attacks, the court was told. Having consumed excess amounts of cocaine, Damien Bendall, aged 32 at the time, is then believed to have gone around the family home looking for his victims individually and then attacking them in different rooms in order to kill them. He murdered the 4 victims at the house he shared with Miss Harris in what prosecutor Lewis Mabley Casey told the court were brutal, vicious and cruel attacks on defenceless women and 3 children. Miss Mabley also said that Bendall attacked them with a claw hammer, which he used to hit them over the head and on their upper body. After Damien Bendall killed them, he took John Paul's games console and then went to Sheffield in a taxi, and there he exchanged the device for drugs. Bendall would later tell police he had consumed about 3 to 4 bags of cocaine and then apparently blacked out. In an interview with the officers at Ripley police station after he was arrested, Bendall admitted to using the hammer. He added, "Bet you usually don't get 4 murders in Killamarsh, do you?" I'll now play you the full body cam arrest footage of Damien Bendall that was released by Derbyshire Police, as well as the interview from the children's grandmother. Please be aware that some of these scenes are upsetting.
Come to me. Mate, have you got anything on you that you shouldn't have?
No, there's no weapons or nothing.
Right.
Do you just want to undo your coat? Have you armed yourself?
Yeah.
You have?
Have you stabbed yourself, mate?
I can see blood on your hands.
Yeah.
Anywhere else?
Just my chest, 4 inches in with a bread knife.
Can we have a look?
And 1 on the stomach. I bled quite.
Right, do you want
I bled quite a lot.
Yes.
Can we go down
No, just stay there.
I just don't want to be in front of everyone.
Alright, just round the corner.
Just walking wounded at the minute.
Alright, stand here. Stay here.
Right,
so,
we're told, I know what's going to happen to you now, mate.
Well, I know it's going to happen when you go to prison, obviously, but again.
Why, what have you done? Have you done something to anyone else?
Yeah.
What have you done?
I've murdered 4 people.
07:47 hours. I'm arresting you on suspicion of murder. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence. Do not mention when questioned something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Your arrest is necessary to protect you from harm, to prevent your disappearance, for a prompt and effective investigation. Okay? I'm going to get you up, we're going to put you in the back of the van.
My friend had a dog, and he couldn't afford the vet's bills. So I hit the dog over the head with an house brick. And that was like, that was my real first concern.
You knew, and she knew, Terri knew, that he had a violent past. Why did she stay with him?
She only knew some of it, but then he turned it around to say that, well, that was in my past. I've met you now. I love you. I love the children. And now I will change.
But over several months, it was Terri who changed, despite Angie trying to persuade her to leave him.
She seemed to watch everything she said around him. He was trying to stop her from coming to see us. Her friends were messaging me saying, we don't hear from her anymore, she doesn't speak to us anymore. My girl was not my girl anymore. He was controlling her.
What they didn't know was that Bendall had been accused of domestic abuse before by a former partner, but he was allowed to continue living at the house even when he was convicted of arson. A report last week found probation officers who should have spotted the risk failed to protect the family.
Do you feel like this whole thing could have been prevented?
Of course he could have. Yeah. She wasn't even consulted whether he was allowed to be bailed at her address. Was she just waiting for that one moment to say, no, this person ain't who I thought he was? But that never came, did it? So many people's lives are wrecked just because someone could do their job properly.
In the weeks before the murders, Angie considered asking police for information about Bendall's past under domestic violence legislation known as Clare's Law, but she was worried he'd find out. Now she's launched a campaign called Terri's Fight and a petition calling for it to be easier for concerned loved ones to find out about potentially abusive partners.
Just someone that was really concerned for a sister, a daughter, if they could get the information. And also, if people have committed crimes that are violent, that should be there as well.
But above all, she wants to help other women and relatives to recognise the danger signs before it's too late.
My daughter was the 80th person to be killed in 2021 by a violent partner. My friend had a dog, and he couldn't afford the vet's bills, so I hit the dog over the head with an house brick, and that was like...
John and Lacey's father, Jason Bennett, said that the murder had destroyed him and that life now seems pointless. In a victim impact statement, he said, "It's like my heart has been shattered into a billion pieces, never to be repaired. I'm a shadow of my former self. I have nothing." Connie's father, Charles Gent, also said that no sentence would ever be sufficient for his daughter's death. The man who carried out the crimes can only be described as truly evil and should never be freed from incarceration. Just like the families of the victims in this case will never be freed from their life sentence as a result of the shocking and abhorrent crimes he committed on a defenceless woman and children. I'd just like to take this time now to say RIP to Terri Harris, Lacey Bennett, John Paul Bennet and Connie Gent, and I'd like to give my condolences to their family, and I sincerely hope something like this never ever happens again. Thank you for watching the video. Please be sure to like, comment and subscribe as it really helps the growth of the channel.